Good evening and welcome to Netzach Yisrael's daily Kitzur Shulchan Aruch Shir. Today we're going to learn Siman Tesayin. Then have sokas for Berachas Kriya Shema or with Kriya Shema, the halachas of interrupting in the brachas of Kriya Shema and Kriya Shema itself. Or Voihe Seifim, and it contains 5 Seifim. We'll do all 5 tonight. Seif Aleph. Kriya Shema or Shalosh Berachas Kriya Shema and its 3 brachas, Shehein, which are in the morning, Yotzar, Ava Rabba, and MSV active. V'chein b'marav Kriya Shema b'rachasam, the same halachas apply with the Kriya Shema and its brachas during the evening, during Marav prayers. Hein chamurim yosim p'sukei de zimra are more stringent than those of p'sukei de zimra. That means we, as lenient as it may be to interrupt during p'sukei de zimra, the halachas are stricter now. V'hein echlokim leprokim, and they are divided into different chapters. Ve'elehim bein aprokim, these are the divisions between the chapters. Ben Yotzam Oiris La'ava Rabbah, between the first 2 brachas. Ben Haboicher Ba'ama Yisrael Ba'ava Lishma Yisrael, the end of the second bracha before one starts Shema. Ben Ohish Horecha Levahayim Shemaya, between the first 2 paragraphs. And Ben Al Ha'aretz Levayomeh, and between the second and the last paragraph of Shema. Seif Beis. Ben Haprokim Mutalema Amen, Al Kol Bracha Shu Shemeh. One can answer Amen to any bracha that one hears in between the prokim. So, for example, between chapters of Shema. And all the more so that one is allowed to answer to Kedusha, Kaddish, and Baruch Hu. But like we said in the halachas of Psukei Zimra, one shouldn't say Baruch Hu Baruch Shmoi, because there is a suffix whether one should say that at all. Likewise, normally if one hears the community saying Kriya Shema, one's supposed to join in the first pasuk with them. But in this case, one should not repeat the pasuk Shema Yisrael. One shouldn't say it with them. But rather, one should carry on one's davening in a few words out loud, so that it should appear as if one is reading with them. Seif Gimel. In the middle of a perek, one should only answer Amen to 2 brachas. One of them is after Okel HaKadosh, that means at the end of Kedusha. And secondly, after the bracha of Shemea Tefillah. During Kaddish, one should say Amen Yehi Shmei Rabbah without the word Yisparach. A person should also say Amen to when the Chazan says Damiram Ba'alma V'imru Amen, or Sh'ar Amenim Sh'bekarif Liyana She'ena Meikar Kaddish, but the other Amens in Kaddish one shouldn't answer, as those are not from the main bit of the Kaddish. If one hears Kedusha, he should be quiet and listen to the Chazan. He should say the pasuk Kodesh Kodesh together with the community. And he should be quiet. And he should also say with the community the next pasuk Baruch Hashem He shouldn't say anything else. The beginning Nekadesha Shimcha and Aritzach and the last bit Yimloch, those bits he shouldn't say. And if he hears Baruch Hu, whichever one, whether it's from the Chazan or whether it's from someone getting an Aliyah, he should answer Baruch Hashem and Amen. The Amen after the bracha of the person getting the Aliyah. If the community are saying Moedim during the Chazaras Hashatz, he should bow down. And should just say the 3 words Moedim Anachnu Lach. If he hears thunder, there is a machlokes as to whether he should say the bracha upon hearing thunder. Shulchan Aruch does allow one to say the bracha even in the middle of the prokim, but the Mishnah Berurah mentions a more stringent view which allows it to be said only between the prokim, but not in the middle. Seif Dalet. Regarding the interruptions, which we said that one is allowed to interrupt even in the middle of a chapter. If one is in the brachas, then one should plan the interruption at the end of a topic. If one is saying Kriya Shema, one should plan to make the hefsek in between pesukim, in between sentences. But if not, if it's impossible to do so, one's in the middle of a long pasuk, one wasn't expecting it, then one should say Amen, or whatever the interruption is, even in the middle of a pasuk, and then go back to the beginning of the pasuk again afterwards. Seif Hey. Now, which we said that one is allowed to interrupt in the middle of the chapter for the things that we said that one can interrupt for. This never applies to the first pasuk Shema Yisrael and to the pasuk Baruch Shem Kvei Machosei. Because with these two pasukim, it's always forbidden to interrupt. Even if the king asks about one's welfare, one mustn't interrupt to reply to him. In Talmudic times, the halacha was that one was allowed to break to greet someone or to reply to someone else. But nowadays, as we're going to see, it's not so serious. So one shouldn't make a break for this to greet someone or to respond, as we'll see. At the very end of Shema, before the words emes v'yatziv, which are not technically from the Shema, a person should also not interrupt at all. Because it says in the pasuk in Yirmiyah, Hashem Elokim emes, lekach therefore in mafsikim in Elokechem emes. Therefore, one shouldn't interrupt between the words Elokechem and emes. It's also correct to be careful not to interrupt until after the next word mayatziv, and it is straight, because that's also an expression, a synonym of truth. And after that, one can interrupt, as if one is in between chapters. Regarding asking and replying to when people ask how one's doing, nowadays one shouldn't be particular. One shouldn't interrupt for such things, even in between chapters.